Alright, so welcome to the beginning of my channel. My name is Christopher Voltel, and I am currently a graduate student at University of Michigan, and I also live out of a bus. The reason why I did this is, there's many reasons actually. Since the beginning of the pandemic, it has been clear that you can work pretty much from anywhere and still get the same amount of work done or more. Now, what's different about the situation that I'm in is that I still need to be in person because I do teach and I also do conduct physical research in a lab. Now, I can spend a lot of my time traveling and working remotely, and that's what I'm working myself up to. But currently the systems that I have in place in the bus don't allow me to do that, and I'm working towards that. So this is going to be a channel about how I am navigating living in a bus, the trials and tribulations and kind of all the stuff that goes around living, sleeping, eating, going to the bathroom, working, and all of that. Currently, I'm about 3 weeks into full-time living in the bus. I spent the whole summer building it out, and I will post a link to that video right up there, and you can check out the current progress of the build so far. I'm going to have that put up together, and I'm actually really excited about this journey. It's something I've actually wanted to do for a few years. I started off looking for a van, then the vans kind of grew in price during the pandemic. I found a few, but some of them were too rusted out, too many miles, didn't run right. I wasn't looking for something new. I wanted to make sure that I was able to pay it off in full when I got it, and then I could focus on getting all of the equipment on the inside. So currently I have built out the bed, framed out the shower, put in a desk. I have storage for my skis, my mountain bikes. I have the flooring in, and currently this is my fridge until I get the solar set up. So right now I'm kind of working towards going into winter mode because the winters in Michigan are kind of brutal. I want to start really insulating the windows, so I am going to be deleting out some of the windows to put in some metal panels that I'm going to be fabricating in the lab that I have at my disposal, using sheet metal, water jet, and metal brake to kind of fold the panels into place. And I'll be insulating that and making sure that the windows that do remain will have some sort of insulation panel on the top of it, so I can ensure that I have some sort of full insulation throughout the whole bus. I do have rigid insulation in the walls. I'm going through and putting foam insulation in the ceiling because I haven't done the ceiling yet. I'm going to be putting that together, and yeah, so right now that's the current status of the bus. No electrical in it. I really need to get that, but I do have a generator that I am using. It's interesting. This is the brand. It's a Predator 2000, I think, maybe. It'll be right there floating. So now, currently 3 weeks into it, I drove from Reno to Ann Arbor, stopped off in Colorado and in Salt Lake City. So the traveling took longer than it normally does when driving across because I can only go max 65 miles an hour. So that is a constraint that I have to now add into the travel times that I have. Also, when I was stopping, I also don't have Wi-Fi. Hotspot from my phone doesn't transfer very well to my computer, so I'm going to look into either getting a hotspot transceiver that can get added boost that I can use mostly anywhere that I have my Verizon service, or I'm going to really penny up on the Starlink. It's a $600 initial cost and then $100 a month after that. And I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with that. Eventually, I do want to get that. I know there are constraints with that, but it's the best option right now. But out of my budget so far, because I have a lot of things left to do on the bus. Now, as I was traveling from Reno to Ann Arbor, it took me about 6 days because I stopped for one day in Colorado and stayed there, mountain biked. And that's kind of like the whole reason why I got the bus, is because I want to travel, ski, mountain bike, hike, travel photography, and then still be able to do my research wherever I can. A lot of the research is digital, so I'm going to be focusing a lot on the digital aspect of the actual research. And then when that time comes, I'll come into the lab and then start doing the physical test as I need it. Currently, I have to be here to do the physical test because I'm at that point where I need to, just to get my research going before I take my candidacy exams. And so those will be coming up this winter. Excited about those, scared about those. Don't feel like I'm ready, but keep moving forward, keep writing and doing all that. So I digress. Now, getting back to where I'm going, I was driving through Colorado, and I can really only go 65 max because I don't want to put a lot of strain on this motor. I do want to keep it for a longer time. It's a Max Force 7. There are some issues with the emission system. I did replace the EGR cooler because it's due to be replaced at 150,000 miles. So I did that because the bus was running weird. But the bus is now running weird again. I think I need to change the fuel filters or the high pressure rail fuel sensor. So I bought the rail sensor and I need to go buy the filters and replace those. I'm not going to replace the rail sensor because I have to take off the valve cover and I don't want to do that. So right off the bat, there's been some issues with driving, but it got me across the country to where I needed to go, and I'm pretty excited about that. So now, moving forward, I'm in Ann Arbor. It took about 6 days all total, and usually it only takes me like 3-4 days in a normal car because I can go 75, 80 on the freeway, and the speed limits usually are 75, 70, but I still can't go that. I was getting passed by semis. It was a mess. I've never felt that slow. So yeah. And now, since I'm in Ann Arbor, it's been good. Trying to find parking for overnight sleeping has been difficult because I move every night. You don't want people to get suspicious of what you're doing because it's still like a kind of undercover type of operation because it's looked down upon essentially, and I think that adds to the excitement of the whole process because you don't know if you're going to get a knock when you wake up. So it's been an interesting time. So I'm learning where I like to stay. I've been staying in a lot of parks. Usually you're not supposed to be there after 10. I haven't had an issue yet, and I hope this video doesn't blow up enough to where anybody that would see it would sound off like concern or an alarm and be like, oh no, I won't say the exact spots, but I've been going to different spots and it's been so cool. I've been going to the rivers and just these like dirt parking lots away from everybody, and I kind of just be by myself, and these nights are just so incredible. I really like it. And yeah, with all the hard things like the bathroom, I don't have a toilet. I have a portable toilet, so going to the bathroom is difficult. Taking showers is difficult unless I go to the gym. I haven't been going to the gym a lot lately, so that's one of a difficult aspect. And the bathrooms, because usually you wake up, you have to go pee, or you have to go to the bathroom. So I'll go find the public restroom and go there real quick, and then come back to the bus. Or if it's really bad, I just go into the bushes. Like, it's just pee. It's fine. Had no close calls, but we're doing good. And overall, I think this experience has been interesting. I've really liked it so far, and it's getting easier to manage. Just because I didn't know what to expect. Traveling on the road was easier. Just staying in one spot is harder. So once I get the bus running up to its optimal condition, I will be traveling a lot more. I have been going a little bit outside on the weekends, but the work, setting up for classes and stuff like that, has just been a lot, and just getting ready everything for meetings that I have with my advisor, and setting up tools and stuff in the lab that I need to start building over the course of this semester. So the good thing is I'm going into my third year, and I won't be having any classes that I will be taking. I can take one class, but I feel like I have a lot going on with the bus, the research. I want to get a lot going, and I'm just trying to really chill just a little bit more, because the last 2 years with all the classes was in the research on top of that was a lot to manage, and there's personal things that went on that made it very difficult. So this whole experience is really been good for me in a way. So I will be posting weekly updates now that I have all my setup, and I'm settled into the city and everything. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and see you next week.